Stand by. Welcome back to the Sessions on East Coast FM. That was the Warehouse announcement and Life Without Sleep. You heard it here first on the Sessions on East Coast FM. I've been joined in the studio with Richard Buchanan. Hello, Richard.
Hello, everyone.
And you come to the microphone, and you come.
Hello, everyone in East Lothian, listening to the show, watching us on Facebook.
Hello. Thank you very much for coming in. Tell me a bit about yourself and tell me about your music.
Okay, well, like you say, my name is Richard Buchanan. A long time ago, I played in a band called the Lost Soul Band.
Right.
Who made a wee bit of a name for themselves in Scotland in the early 90s. The band, yeah, it was good fun. We released 3 albums and then imploded. You know, we went the way of all great bands and just folded after a few years. And it's only in the past. I played bass in that band. It's in the past 4 years really that I picked up guitar and started doing music again, and found that rather than want to play bass, I really wanted to play guitar and write songs. That's really what had been keeping me going in that in those wilderness years. It was appreciating good songwriting. So that's where I kind of came to through my music.
Well, what we'll do is we'll just start off with the first track. We can talk about other things after track 1. Tell me about the track.
Okay, this is a song called "The Way That Things Are Going," and it's it's a pretty angry song, but it sounds like quite a pleasant song. You know, so there's I kind of get that there's a lot to be angry about just now. And a lot to be cautious of. There's a lot going on that we really need to be prepared to stand up to just now. And without getting going on all the stuff that's making me angry just now, we need to be aware of some of these things, and we need to be ready to, like I say, stand up to them. And so this is a song that kind of thinks about the way that things are going just now. And here it is. The way the wind is blowing, it's a wicked way. Nowadays, fans the flames of a hateful burning fire. Evidence is showing we don't want to see harmony. We'll just sit back and we'll watch the flames climb higher. Just don't say it'll be okay, and then look away today. The way the river's flowing now will carry us through the dusk into a cold and a fearsome endless night. My mind's no longer knowing that the good prevails and evil fails, and the balance of those people want what's right. Just don't say that it'll be okay, and then look away today. So am was supposed to be for liberty. A poison rain has turned this land to dust. The way that things are going, it's not hard to see. History rising up like a long forgotten curse. And just don't say that everything will be okay and walk away today. And don't tell me I worry needlessly, 'cause I'm trying to be free.
That was The Way That Things Are Going by Richard Buchanan, right here in the sessions on 107.6 East Coast FM. Thank you very much for that beautiful
You're
track.
very welcome. Thank you.
That beautiful voice. Fantastic. Thank you.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Yeah. I was angry, you're right, but in a gentle kind of way.
Nice,
Yeah.
kind of passive aggressive
Yeah.
protest song.
Yeah, you're right. It's good. I enjoyed that one. Thank you. If people are tuned in on the Facebook page or are listening on FM or listening on radio or wherever they are, how can they be in touch with you? Have you got a Facebook page, a website?
Right, well, yeah, wee bit of a story there, because when I started, I was off work, ill for a while, and
Okay.
during that time I started recording some of the songs that I'd been writing, and then my illness was extended for a couple of weeks, so I thought, well, what can I do with these recordings now? So I set up a wee sort of record label,
Okay.
if you like, called Fearsome.
Fearsome.
Fearsome, Fearsum, from the
Fearsome.
title of the book Fearsome Engine by Ian Banks.
Okay,
I'm a
right.
massive fan of his. So Fearsome. So and during that time as well, I set up a few social media accounts. So my Twitter is Fearsome Music. But and there's a website, fearsome.co.uk,
Okay.
where you can find all my recordings. I have just very recently set up a Facebook page for my music, and that's called Richard Buchanan Music.
Right, okay, that's an easy one to get, right?
It is. I don't think I've kept that pretty quiet until I get some kind of content. I don't think there's much in the way of likes. So if you're listening and you want to like my Facebook page, I'd be very grateful.
What we can do is, before you go, we'll get a cheesy picture underneath the banner and we'll get it up on Facebook. And we'll put a link on the Sessions Facebook page to your Facebook page.
Excellent.
I think I also, what's the word I'm looking for? Linked your Richard Buchanan page on the Facebook Live session.
Right,
so anybody that's on the Facebook Live session can just click on your name and should be able to take you straight to your website, to your Facebook page.
Okay. Amazing, isn't it?
It's the technology nowadays is absolutely fantastic. We are currently in a feud with Twitter here on the sessions.
Really?
Yeah, but that's a different story. We're not going to go into that again tonight. Tell me a bit about where your music comes from. That's maybe a strange question, but was it a family thing? Was it from your younger days? I know a connection, a family connection here that we're going to have to mention at some stage.
Going to have to. Well, no,
we don't have to mention them, but we should. We probably should.
We will.
We will at some stage. But for your music, is that a family thing from your parents, or was it?
Well, I mean, there was music around when I was really wee. When I was growing up, it was. My dad was a big music fan and played the piano and stuff. So there was always some music in the house. As I got into my teens, kind of, this kind of key formative teenage years. I went through a massive amount of music. Started off by being really, my first big thing was heavy metal. Really. I loved all that stuff. That kind of moved off through sort of progressive stuff into more sort of singer-songwritery things. I used to love, for example, some of the Scottish bands and some of the indie bands that were around in the 80s. Bands like Orange Juice, and from them I sort of discovered other types of music like the Birds and the Velvet Underground, and it all just expanded out from there. And I like to think that I'm continuing to kind of seek out and find new music. I feel it's really important to do that. I tend to get obsessed with stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
And then move on and get obsessed with
something else. Right.
Move on, get obsessed with something else, and that's been the pattern for all my life really since my teens. My most recent obsession is probably a guy called Alistair Roberts, who's a Scottish folk singer. And I dare say that if I speak to you this time next month,
it'll be somebody else.
Completely different. But I think that's quite good. So I'm constantly feeding myself, constantly gorging myself on musical,
on different music.
So I think that goes into my music. For me as well, kind of words. Words are quite. I was having a discussion with my wife the other night after watching Radiohead.
On Glastonbury, yeah.
Yeah, she was saying that she couldn't hear the words all that well. He slurs a lot. And I was arguing that, no, I don't mind that. The whole sound of the
music
is great. But I also totally get that words are really important in a song. And I really appreciate that. So that feeds into the songs I write as well. I love the words.
Well, we'll just move on to your next track. This is going to be Half of Me.
Half of Me. Well,
tell me about this one. These the last two you've done, the way that things are going, and this one are from your current EP.
Actually, the last one was. This one is no.
It's not. Okay, that's my mistake.
It's my mistake when I told you that. This is a song that I put in. There was a arts festival in Musselburgh recently.
Okay.
And part of that festival, they run a songwriting competition, and I put the song into the songwriting competition, and it won.
Wow. Okay. That's an award-winning song.
An award-winning song. Yeah. And this is called Half of Me. It's, I find I can get quite serious in songs, a lot more serious than I am
in real life or in
person. But so this song's kind of about how the moon kind of affects your moods and how it can pull you out of different phases of the moon can pull you out of being down in the dumps.
Okay. Really. Half of me, half the moon.
So that kind of.
I've got the idea. Okay, just go when you're ready.
Okay, so this is Half of Me. Hope you enjoy it. I was halfway into despair. I thought my mindless time was surely breaking. I thought I for once was seeing what's there, and that all I'd seen before had been mistaken. I was halfway across a bridge. I paused for a spot of clear reflection. Then I saw your face look up at me. Tell me everything was well. I was halfway across the shore, like a baby turtle drawn towards the ocean. Out to lay upon the briny floor was a plan I sought at once to put in motion. Waves were halfway up my chest. I took my head for one last gasp of air, but then you turn the tide that brings me home, tuck me up in your bed. Lovers before have worshipped you wholehearted. I don't know where this infatuation got started. I'm just half of me without you. was halfway convinced that I'd done no time for which I had a proper function. I walked on a lonesome ragged road, oh so dark I may have missed life's only junction. I was halfway past the turn, beyond which the road led to much darker places, but you lit the sign and showed the way back to life and home and love. Brothers before have worshipped you wholehearted. I don't know where this infatuation got started. I'm just half of me without you. I'm just half of me without you. I'm just half of me without you.
That was another beautiful track. That was Half of Me by Richard Buchanan, right here in the Sessions on 107.6 East Coast FM. Again, thank you very much. I hope we don't. This isn't. How can I word this without? It was a bit of a kind of sea shanty thing going on in there.
There's a bit
of repetition thing. It's really interesting.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed it.
It's again, like I was saying before the song. I'm kind of obsessed just now with this guy Alistair Roberts and that whole sort of folk music thing. Whole kind of. So I think musically there's bits of that kind of feeding into, because I wrote that song quite recently.
Right.
So there's maybe we have a bit of an influence from
his. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
Okay.
Tell me about the diary. What have you got in terms of gigs or shows coming up? Have you got?
Right. Well, in terms of the diary, it is playing tomorrow night.
Wow. Okay.
In Edinburgh, in a pub called Jingling Geordie at the bottom of Flesh Market Close at the back of Waverley Station. I'm playing there about 7:30, and then after that my diary's pretty clear.
It's pretty empty. Fair enough.
But it's an odd one with that. I'm involved with another group that's based in Musselburgh, Writers and Artists sort of group. Perform there quite regularly. There's also there's an organisation in Edinburgh that puts on a lot of gigs, and I normally do one or two of them a month. So these can be at quite short notice. I do try and play 2 or 3 times a month, usually, and by following my Facebook page or Twitter account, you can probably
catch up with the gigs on there.
Where the next one is.
Yeah, we'll mention that gig definitely before we finish this tonight. We're going to move on to track number 3. Tell me about track number 3.
What's it called?
I've got them written down here. When We Live by the Water.
When We Live by the Water. Yeah. Well, this is. This is a song. This is one of the first songs I wrote, actually.
Okay.
I started playing guitar a few years ago and drawn towards song. This is one of the first songs that I wrote that I was happy with. I'd
written? No, that's not a word.
I'd written probably 3 or 4 songs that were pretty dire.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
But this one came along and I thought, yeah.
Quite like this one. This is a good one. Okay. This is a keeper. Yeah.
So this is called "When We Live by the Water," and it's a wee bit kind of nostalgic, a wee bit of a kind of romantic kind of love kind of thing, but it can never be that straightforward. And there's a wee bit of a
twist.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So "When We Live by the Water." Breeze of the ocean, salt in her hair, spray on her soft skin. She would stand there when we lived by the water, and she had no cares. Babylon boulders reach on the bank. Little fish break the surface, and like our hopes down they sank. When we lived by the water, we had much to thank. And here in the city, the streams are of cars. The sea is of faces, figuring out who they are. But when we lived by the water, we knew we were stars. She's returned to the water, and I'm not there.
That was When We Lived by the Water by Richard Buchanan, right here on the sessions on 107.6 East Coast FM. Again, thank you very much for that brilliant track.
Again, you're welcome.
I wondered what was going on there with the whistling, but then I've got it. I was like, oh, fair enough. You can't do it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We didn't discuss that one off air. I was like, oh, what? Oh, sorry, it's fine. He knows what he's doing.
I'm trying to catch your attention there.
No, I was like, fair enough.
I like a bit of whistling.
Right. I'm jealous. I can whistle a wee bit, but not as good as that. Right. We mentioned your gigs, we'll mention that again before we finish. We mentioned your Facebook page again, we'll mention that before we finish. But we mentioned very briefly about an EP.
Yeah, well, like I say, set up this kind of record label. I'll laughingly refer to it as a label. Right? It's just a name really that I can use to register songs with PPL and a kind of administrative thing really.
Okay.
But I really enjoy the whole process of writing songs, also recording songs. At home I've got a drum kit, I've got bass, I've got keyboards, so I really enjoy recording. It sends my family demented.
We're going to move, I think you've thrown that link in there quite nicely.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to mention the boy, the
Baron.
The Baron, yes indeed. You can mention.
The record label actually. This will lead on to it. So when I do like to record, and the whole idea of bunching songs together into a kind of group, an EP, 4-track. I really like the idea that I'm a graphic designer, so I really like designing packages for these things, and quite often the artwork feeds into this whole theme that's being developed as an EP. And the most recent time I did that was a few weeks ago, when I had 4 songs and I kind of released them, and the first track I played is on it, and the next track I'm going to play is also on it. But yeah, it was my thrill and honour to also release the first 2 EPs by my son, Baron Salmon, who's he's a great singer, songwriter, guitarist.
We've had him into the sessions here twice before, and I actually bumped into him on Saturday night. Yeah, we did. We bumped into each other on Saturday night.
Right, okay, cool. So yeah, he's around. He's probably the one in the family who gets least annoyed
Right, okay.
by my strumming and banging and wailing and
Well.
noises that I create. So he's good to have around. But having said that, you know, my daughter likes to sing. She used to sing in a choir.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest son, he's just got a distinction in his first piano exam.
Right.
So you know, there's a fair bit of music
yeah.
in the house, and quite a variety of stuff being played in the house.
Yeah.
You know,
That's always good. It's always good. A good mixture.
It really is. It's great. It's great.
Well, let's move on to this fourth track you mentioned. It's on the EP.
Mm-hmm.
The EP is available on the website.
The EP is available through my website, through fearsome.co.uk, but it's also available. There's a platform called Bandcamp,
Mm-hmm.
which is a great way for artists to release their material. And I have a site on Bandcamp. So if you were to go to bandcamp.com, search for Richard Buchanan, you'll find it there. There are also links to it from my website and from my Facebook, etc. It all joins up. It doesn't all just happen by accident.
No, it does all
goes into this.
Yeah. So this is When You Went Away.
When You Went Away. I mentioned a group that I'm a member of in Musselburgh that's for kind of writers, poets, musicians, artists, that kind of thing. And they meet up monthly, and sometimes like to have a theme, kind of, if you can write something about a month or that's relevant to a month. And one was coming up for September, so that kind of jogged, for me, September, it jogged a kind of couple of words together, and I sort of half written a song, and that kind of connection, September, kind of brought it all together. It's an unashamed country and western song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which, you know, try as I like, I can't shake it out.
You can't get rid of it. No.
I like country music. So this is called When You Went Away. The book I read consumed me. I lived in every page. It seemed like the story of myself. I wanted it to never end, and when it did, I cried. But looked for the next one off the shelf. But when you went away, I wanted you to stay. But now that you're gone, I've moved on. The time we had was amazing. I savoured every day, until somehow things just felt bereft. You're like September in Edinburgh, so beautiful in the rain, but empty now the festival was left. And when you went away, I wanted you to stay. But now that you're gone, I moved on. The things that we hold dearly can soon become the chains that tether us to things that make us sad. And if you've grown to love them, it's gonna hurt you more. But one day you'll wake up and you'll be glad that when you went away, I wanted you to stay. Now that you're gone, I've moved on. When you went away, I wanted you to stay. Now that you're gone, I've moved on.
That was When You Went Away by Richard Buchanan, right here on the Sessions on 107.6. Again, thank you very much for that beautiful song. I was almost singing along there, but I've been told I'm not allowed to sing along with the tracks for loads of other reasons. Oh, nearly. Right. When you're playing your gigs and your shows, is it just you? Is it just a singer-songwriter? There's never been another.
There's not. It's something I keep thinking I would love to get some other musicians in and try these songs out with other musicians.
With a bass player or a
bass player, drummer,
percussion or
keyboard,
something.
Yeah, these kind of things. Because when I record them, I'm hearing the arrangements of the songs. I'm putting down drums and bass and keyboards and backing vocals and stuff. So it would be great. It'd be great to do them with other musicians. I'd really like that, but it's just something I
finding the time to do, or you don't really.
You know yourself.
Maybe the songs are like your babies, and you don't want to give them over.
I don't want to share them, but at the same time, I'd like to see them
grow and
But when I played in the band, in the Lost Soul band, I loved the way that musicians bring their own contribution to songs, and together they can take it in a totally different direction. I'm very, very open to any of these songs being played in a completely different way. So there is a real attraction for me in working with other musicians. I'd really like to do that. I must kind of pursue that.
Okay.
Because it is something that I'd like to do.
Well, thank you very much for coming in, but we have got time for one more track.
One more track.
We're going to before you finish, we're going to mention your Facebook page and your gig again. Your gig tomorrow night at the Django and Geordie. I've mentioned it now, but you can mention it again. But you're going to play me a cover, is that right?
I'm going to play you a cover.
We do like a cheesy cover here in the Sessions.
I'm afraid it's not a cheesy cover.
Oh well, okay. We've had Dolly Parton 9 till 5 a few times. We've had The Boys Are Back in Town. We've had The Final Countdown by an Oompa band. It was amazing. I'll have to play that to you when we're off air. We've had loads of cheesy, and I quite like a cheesy cover.
I do like cheesy covers, and I like a lot of artists that do cheesy. Like say, was it Travis who did "Hit Me Baby One More Time"? That kind of thing. I think that can work quite well. But
it's not a cheesy cover.
I have to start off by loving the song, really. Okay. So cheesy.
It's not cheesy.
I don't know. I'm not going to kind of go there.
From my point of view, from the radio side of things, it's interesting for me to hear a band on their Facebook page.
Of course.
And then I get them in here, and they sound different. Because it's an acoustic setup we've got here. It's quite basic. Just a couple of microphones, and that's pretty much it. But then to hear them play a song that I know in their style acoustically, not as a band, it's almost a double step to get back to where they should be.
Okay, yeah, and it's like they're doing a cover of their own stuff.
A cover of their own song, or a cover of their which is interesting for me.
Yeah.
Tell me about the cover. First tell me about your gig. Tell me about the gig tomorrow night.
The gig's at Jingle and Geordie at the bottom of Flesh Market Close in Edinburgh tomorrow from about 7:30. It's a night. There are several of these around Edinburgh. I'm the first of about 5 other acts that are playing that night. So coming along to these nights, if you don't like me, the person after me you might like. So there's quite a bit of variety in the acts that are put on these nights.
Is that tickets or is it pay at the door?
No. It's free.
It's a free gig.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
So before I start talking about the cover version, wee present.
Oh, a present
from
me. Oh, okay.
A jar of homemade rhubarb and ginger jam.
Thank you very much. Over here just now.
To enjoy on your toast in the morning.
Yeah, thank you.
This cover version is by a big hero of mine. he's a difficult one to sing, so forgive me if I make a complete mess of it. But I really love the guitar part for this song. It's I'm going to do Harvest by Neil Young.
Oh, okay.
So here we go. I love Neil Young. I love his acoustic stuff. I love his grungy stuff. I see his influence in so many other bands and artists. He's just great. So we tribute to Neil Young here. Did I see you down in a young girl town, your mother in so much pain? I was almost there at the top of the stair, screaming in the rain. Did she wake you up to tell you that was only a change of plan? Dream up, let me fill your cup, promise of a man. Did I see you dancing with the boys? It was not hand in hand, and with some black face in a young girl's place, if you could understand. Did she wake you up to tell you that was only a change of plan? Dream up, let me fill your cup, promise of a man. Well, I see you give more than I can take. I only harvest some, and with some I face to lose our place, fuse it in the sun. Did she wake you up to tell you was only a change of plan? Dream up, let me fill your cup, promise of a man. Dream up, let me fill your cup, promise of a man.
That was Harvest Moon, a cover of a Neil Young song, right here in the sessions on 107.6, performed by Richard Buchanan. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming in.
It's been my pleasure. It's been my absolute pleasure, Liam. Thank you very much for having me along.
Not a problem. I'll give you a shout. You'll give you a shout out again tonight before I finish. Anytime you've got any other gigs or anything you want to promote, give me a Facebook, send me an email, let me know about it. I'll give you a plug. Thank you very much. I'm going to continue tonight's sessions with a track from a young man called Callum Beattie. This is his track, America.
Yeah, thank you very much. Oh, made a bit of